The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome everyone to this week's webinar. My name is Scott Mizek, Application Engineer on the infrastructure side here at CAD Technology Center. Today we are going to look at Infraworks 360. I was hoping that it would actually be the new features of 2017.2, but Autodesk decided to hold off on releasing it. So there's talk that 2017.2 may be released in a week or so. And so because I can't talk about any of the new features in 2017.2 yet, we're going to rely on still Infraworks 360, but we're going to look specifically at the component road that came out in 2017.1. So if anyone was here to look for the 2017.2 new features, I apologize. We will get that webinar scheduled probably within a few days, week after the new releases are out, just so everyone can see that, and we'll send out a new blast with that. But my apologies again. This is being recorded, so you'll be able to find this up on YouTube. So if you ever have to come back and look at component roads and how did we do that, you'll be able to go to our YouTube channel and take a peek. So like I said, today we're going to look at component roads. We're going to look at creating a component road, inserting it, and placing of items. We're going to look at decorations. I went PowerPoint heavy. So let's go ahead and jump right into Infraworks 360. Maybe. Let's skip out of that. Let's minimize that. Let's try reopening it. I'm going to close it, just reopen it. Open up a little demo drawing I have here. So what I have is I just went out to Model Builder and I built a model. This is right here is our site. Here's Mall of America. Oops, sorry, Mall of America's just off the screen right here. That's a parking lot just east of it. And what I want to do is I want to turn a road into a component road, or I want to create a component road from scratch. So if I just click on a road that was built from Model Builder, and if I right click on it, there is not create component road. Even if I say edit, there's convert to a design road, so I can take the normal road, put it into a design road. But if it's a design road, like I have here, I have the ability to actually convert it to a component road. So that is the first thing, is if you are wanting to build a component road from an existing road, it has to be a design road. So that may mean you might have to take a standard road, convert it to a design road, just to convert it to a component road. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to convert this to a component road. And it is now a component road. So if I click on it once, it brings up attributes of the road. If I click on it a second time, oops, convert to component road, enter, it is now a component road. So if I click on it the second time, it now splits it up, and I see the left lane and the right lane. And I can make edits to the left or to the right by width. Well, who makes 9.84 foot lanes? Let's go 12-foot lane. And the nice thing about component roads is I can come in and I can have a slope added to it. So minus 2.5%. Sure, looks good for me. I'll go back to the other side. I'll make that a 12-foot lane and also keep that at minus 2.5%. So if I click off of that and I come in at 2.5%, might be a little bit hard to see, but there is a crown in there. So being able to make your road crown, make it a super elevation, nice features with super elevations, or with the component roads. I want to come in and I want to add another component to this road. This is the whole point of building this, so I don't have to have 100 styles in my tool palette for different types of roads. I want to come in, click on my road, make sure that it's yellow and I don't have any blue, and I want to right click and I want to say insert component. And when I insert a component, it's going to give me the option of putting something in. So I have 4-lane divided with slope grass median, 4-lane undivided, a Jersey wall, and such. I can add things like this in here. I'm going to add a median. I'm going to add a grass median in there. So I click median, and now I have a yellow line that's asking me, where do I want to put this? On the outside edge, the edge of travel way, or in the center line? I'm going to come in and put it at the center line. And I'm going to put it right about here. And I'm going to have it extend down just right about there. I'm going to hit enter. And it came in and it put in a median at the start station I wanted at and at the end station that I wanted at. But if you look at it, it's all on one side of the road. So if I click on my road and then I click again on that particular assembly, it now states center line attachment, it is on the right hand side. If I make it left, it's going to flip it over. And it's on the, it says it's on the right, but it looks like it's on the left because I drew my road from north to the west. So in terms of stationing, that is the right. But if I come in and say center, now it splits it. And hey, you know what? I don't want a width of 6 feet. I want a width of 15 feet. Click off. I now have a median in there with 15 feet. 15 feet wide, centered. Let's come in, insert component, and I'm going to insert a component here and have it come all the way down to there. Oops. Got insert component. I forgot to actually pick my component first. One problem I don't want to say you have, but you got to make sure that you select your component. Else it would have put in another median. I'm going to put curb and gutter in there. And I'm going to go from there, and I'm going to drag it all the way down to there. Hit enter. And escape out, escape out. I now have curb. Oh, curb's on the wrong side. Click it. I have my curb selected. Right click, flip component. It now flipped. I now have curb on the proper side. So I have an inside curb. Insert component. Because I've already had my curb selected, I don't need to select it again. I'm just going to go ahead and drag it to the end, hit enter. And again, if I look at it, my curb's going to be on the wrong side. Well, we'll assume it's on the wrong side because it's supposed to. Well, there may be some weird roads out there that's the way it looks for medians. But now I have my curb both sides. Well, I could put curb on the outside, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add another component. I'm going to insert just a lane this time. Just a lane. And I'm going to go from the beginning and I'm going to go to right about there. I just made a right turn lane for my exiting traffic. Insert component. I'm going to add a shoulder this time, and I'm going to show you what I can do with the shoulders. And I'll just take that down to, I don't know, right about there. That's good. Now I have my shoulder, and it's concrete, but if I click on it twice, first to select the road, second to select the component, I see the width, 4.92 feet, depth, 65 hundredths, slope minus 2.5%. So I can change all that, but I can actually come up to the material, say select more style. For roadway, I usually just go to land cover, and I say gravel, and I say OK. I now have a gravel shoulder, almost 5 foot wide, 4.92 foot wide, but I've got a right turn lane, I got a straight through lane, was able to make that relatively simple. The benefit to this is the fact that you have the ability to insert piece by piece by piece to make things the way you want it to look. I want to come in and pick my road, and I want to place decorations. And I'm going to go ahead and place my decorations. I'm going to try to select there. And I took by default street lights. And that might be a little too many for there. So I'm going to pick it twice. And I see my start spacing. Spacing is 32 feet. Well, let's make it 125 feet. Now I have 2 lights in there, and it stopped because it only went to the center line of my median. So if I make it 100 feet, I got 2, let's knock it to about 75 feet. Get that extra one in there. Pull that down just a little bit more. And now I was able to move that over. Seam offset. Let's try 10, well, I put 15 feet, so let's go 7.5 feet and see if I went in the right direction. And by moving the offset over, I was able to come in and put traffic lights or street lights in there at whatever spacing I want. Pick what side you want, so I could have come in and put it off the edge. Add police decoration. I will come in and I will pick a manhole grate, and I will pick that line right there, and it came in and it dropped manholes, well, catch basins for me every 32 feet. So let's go 200 feet. So if you just wanted to make a quick representation of storm drains, you can plot that in. The nice thing about this is, again, you can build this from scratch, piece by piece. I could have come in and I could have made this lane right here, instead of 2.5%, I could have made it 4%. I could have put in a bus shoulder. So if you're talking about a highway, you got your 2 drive lanes, and then you got the bus shoulder, minus 2.5% crown, and then the bus shoulder is minus 3%, minus 4%, and then you have edge of drive lane, so you got that extra shoulder, maybe you have curb, something in there. I have the ability to make those adjustments. I've actually come in and I've already built a divided highway, which this is, what's nice about this is, in old school Infraworks, if you wanted a median that was a true ditch, you had to make it look like Minecraft. You had to come over 1 foot and then down 1 foot, over 1 foot, down 1 foot. Make it equally spaced, equally for horizontal and vertical, but it looked like Minecraft. Now with the component roads, I have that ability to pick my median, and I see that it's 25 foot wide, it's 4 foot deep, and it is at a 3-to-1 cross slope. This lane, positive 2% because it's going from the center line, so it's working its way up. This lane, minus 2%, so it's crowned. And then I have my shoulder, again, almost 5 feet, but minus 4%. Escape out, I still have the ability with component roads to say grading, and instead of a fixed slope, I can say a fixed width. Well, we're civil engineers. We work in the civil department. There is never a fixed width. Here, you must daylight at 32 feet. We like fixed slope, so 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 2-to-1 in there. And you do have the grading limit, so you can see that it'll go, I don't know, I got that go-to webinar in the way, 50 feet out, and that's my grading limit. So it will daylight within that. Now, if I went at a 3-to-1 out so far that at 50 feet I still hadn't daylighted, it will drop it off and it will have almost 1,000% slope. Last thing I want to show when it comes to component roads is the ability to click on one and then exit mode. Oops. Go back to geometry. Always helps. Right click and actually say add to library. So when I was adding components, there was a library in there. Well, maybe I want to add this to my library. So what I will do is I'll come in and I'll say library. And what I want you to do is pick a particular cross section. Pick a station and click. And what it'll do is it will generate a list out of there. And I'm going to call this divided with bus lane. Say enter, and it just took that cross section of that highway and built it. So now if I come up to my module for roads, draw component road, divided with bus. There's my new component that I just built. Divided with bus lane. I click on that, top, and we'll come all the way down to here. There is my new component road. It's got both lanes. It's got the bus lane on the one side, left side, and then it's got my shoulders. The next best thing about this is when I click on it, I still have the ability to edit each individual component one by one. So even if I would have come in component road and done one of their out of the boxes, bridge 4-lane width barrier, put that in. I can click, and I still have the ability to pick each item individually. There's our, oops, I'll try to get the decoration in there. There's the decoration. Spacing, starting at 0, 0. Spacing's every 65.6 feet with a 2-foot offset. So it found the edge of travelway of that wall and moved it over 2 feet. So your light post wasn't directly on the wall or the guardrail. That is component roads. You will have some issues with your component roads when you try to tie in to design roads or create roads. It's getting a little bit better. Allegedly in 2017.2, the blending is going to be a little bit better. But if I try to make an on-ramp right in here, it is better to do that on-ramp as a component road than as a design road. They'll just blend a little bit better. That's all I have in terms of showing component roads. I just wanted to show you how easy it was to convert to a component road, how to add components in, how to get it to the library. The only thing I didn't show, and I will show this right now, is I want to come in and I want to pick this one shoulder right here, and I want to say replace component. And I want to replace it with let's go with Jersey barrier. just so you can see it change. There's my jersey barrier instead of a shoulder. I'll click. I'm going to split my component road, or right up here, and I will split it here. Enter. Now this median is two separate pieces. Now if I say replace component and I replace it with a jersey barrier, there is my median now with the jersey wall going all the way through. Obviously it knows intersections, so it was able to put a jersey wall in there. Another nice thing about the component roads is the ability to split the component and then put, hey, a 20-foot median, or maybe now it's a 5-foot median, or maybe it's a double jersey wall. Things that you can do with it. So that is now the majority of the features of component roads. So I'll go ahead and jump back to my wonderful PowerPoint. And watch. Come back. We have some upcoming events. Webinars. Thursday, control your AutoCAD interface with CUIs. One of the other application engineers will be handling that. September 22nd, Bluebeam review, taking your punch process paperless. It's not Civil 3D, but it's still Bluebeam review, and going paperless, hey, even civil engineers will use it. So I thought it'd be nice to have in there. October 6th, one of our other application engineers will be talking about storm and sanitary analysis, SSA. And then on October 11th, we will have proper use of Navisworks for quantifications. I threw that one in there also just for the fact that a lot of our clients uses Navisworks, even though Civil 3D has QTO built into it. This just gives people the option of seeing how you can do it in Navisworks instead of just Civil 3D. Some bigger events that are coming up, not hosted by CTC per se, but September 28th, so about 3 weeks out, there is an ACEC Wisconsin Civil 3D user group. It's September 28th. It's in the Dells. Feel free to sign up at acecwi.org. It's a one-day event. There are, I believe, 24 classes to choose from. I think there's 5 paths, and there's 4 classes each path. Maybe 6. 6 classes to choose from. And then obviously the bigger one is Autodesk University. They moved it up this year. Instead of it being the week after Thanksgiving, it is actually the week preceding Thanksgiving. It's at the Venetian again. CTC will be teaching 2 classes, both on the civil side. So if either of those events interest you, hey, sign up. We'll meet you there, and we'll buy you a beer. Other than that, I'd like to thank you guys for attending. Here's our contact information, cadtechnologycenter.com. Support at cadtechnologycenter.com if you have any questions. It'll automatically create a case, so you don't have to just call in and say, hey, can I talk to so-and-so? Just email us, and everybody will see it. Our phone number, our YouTube handle, and our Twitter handle. With that, I didn't see any questions come in, so I'll hang out for a little bit, but if you have any more questions, feel free to type them in. If not, hey, thanks for attending.